Happy Tuesday! My name is Alan.
My name's Nick.
And welcome
into the dungeon.
So Timothy grabs Doran by the throat, lifting him up, squeezing literally the life out of him. Well, this is gonna be my patron's first meal. As he says that, Doran starts losing consciousness, but manages to let out a sob and a plea. Save Hilda! Doran kicks and thrashes as Timothy's spectral fingers tighten around his throat. His grip is unnatural, no mere force of strength, but an unrelenting siphon, pulling more than just breath from Doran's body. Wisps of pale blue energy unravel Doran's form, drawn not into Timothy himself, but toward a silver chain leading into his jacket. Timothy reaches into the jacket and pulls out an intricately crafted silver pocket watch that opens with a click. The pocket watch trembles with unseen force as a soul is funneled into it. Doran's eyes, wide with terror, glaze over, his lips parting in a silent plea, but no sound escapes, only a trembling exhale as his essence is drained away. Timothy remains eerily still, his grip firm but unfaltering. A faint glow pulses from the watch, greedily absorbing the stolen soul. Doran struggles slow, his limbs once frantic, now sluggish, until with one final shudder, his body goes limp. The pocket watch clicks shut with a quiet finality, the chain settling against Timothy's chest. He releases his hold, letting the lifeless husk crumple to the floor with a hollow thud. The air hangs heavy. Timothy exhales, his expression unreadable, before slipping the watch back into his pocket and turning towards you. Mine first soul. Should I, perhaps, indulge in the others? As he points to the fallen bandits around you.
What happens to their souls, Timothy?
Well, my benefactor, the devil that cursed me, he reaps those souls. He sends them to the 9 hells.
Does anything happen to you?
If I don't collect them, yes. I myself will be sent to the 9 hells.
Then you best get some work done.
Indeed.
I'm so grateful you're here, Timothy. We would surely have perished without you.
I'm glad I could help, and again, very grateful that you are assisting me. One more thing, these souls, trapped in my pocket watch, I can use them in certain ways.
Intriguing.
I've never tried it, but I was told by the devil that if I needed assistance whilst hunting other souls, I could turn to the ones I already captured before he came to claim them.
Well, something tells me that poor Doran is not going to be of much assistance.
He looks at you, not quite catching the joke. No, I can use the soul itself.
Like a magical force?
Well, there's certain things I can do with it. Apparently, I can heal.
What?
I can heal using them.
Very useful.
I can ask it questions, as if it were alive.
Very convenient. I had a moment of potential realization that perhaps poor old Doran had been coerced by those bandits.
What? You mean he wasn't a bandit himself?
Well, he must have been, but then he turned on them, or he mentioned Hilda.
Oh my. I was meant to kill evils.
Well, he led us here. They almost killed poor...
Yes.
Oh, Wilbur, I forgot. How are you, my boy?
Oh, my back hurts.
You took quite a big hit there.
Yes, but I got up.
That you did, my friend. But you almost didn't. You were contorting and spasming all over that floor. That pool of blood there in the grass. That's yours, Wilbur.
Whoa.
You must be more alert. It wouldn't do us any good for you to die in the road.
I didn't hear him. It was sneaky.
As you're talking to Wilbur, Timothy goes off and begins the same procedure to siphon the souls out of the fallen, dead bandits.
Come, Wilbur, let's search our fallen enemies. Perhaps they have some gold or some clues as to where their camp was and who this Hilda is. And why Doran here turned on what appeared to be his allies.
So I want to search the corpses.
All of them,
Yes.
including Doran's.
Yeah, all of them.
Okay, I'll make you roll 2 different rolls, one for all the bandits and one for Doran, if you'd like.
Okay.
So roll for the bandits first.
Am I doing this with advantage because it's Wilbur as well, or
Yeah.
knowing Wilbur, is it actually a disadvantage? In which case I will put down a dice.
I was going to say, but no. He is good at searching. He's not that useless.
Thank God that Wilbur is helping me, because little inside knowledge here for our listeners. I use a yellow dice for Arfharim and a blue one for Wilbur. And the yellow one on roll 1 of this session has been nothing else but a natural 1.
Ooh. Have you rolled a natural 20 yet in this campaign? I think it was for a...
It's for a check.
Or for a initiative order.
Yeah,
I
it was for
think.
something that wasn't particularly useful.
Yeah.
Or it was for an insight check or something, and I didn't get anything. Investigation. So that's a total of 14.
Okay.
And that's what, for the bandidos?
That's for the bandidos, but wait for the next roll. I'll describe what you find as you go searching these corpses, these bodies of the bandits that you've killed. Mostly you're finding, their swords, their weapons that are not particularly impressive or well kept. I mean, you can pick them up if you want to, but they won't really be of much use beyond what perhaps Wilbur already has.
Do any of them have a crossbow?
Yes, the bandit that fired the arrow had a light crossbow.
Well, I am actually proficient in crossbows, so I will be picking up said crossbow along with any bolts that he has.
Very well. You have a full quiver of bolts and a light crossbow added to your character sheet.
Don't mind if I do. Gonna be cheeky now. Was there any gold or silver or copper or anything?
Hold your horses. You find a set of dice. Also, one of them was carrying a set of lockpicks.
Yeah, I'm pocketing those lockpicks.
Whatever you add it to your character sheet. Then you get up to the leader and you search there and you see a wanted poster he was carrying. It's kind of torn parchment and a sketch of his face. There's a bounty for him, dead or alive, offering 10 gold pieces. You also rummage through his trouser pockets, find a pouch of coins that contain around 17 silver pieces. Not around, it contains 17 silver pieces. And a small iron key.
Yeah, I pocket that.
And that's what you find on the bandits that are scattered around the forest floor. And now you want to roll for an investigation check on Doran.
Wilbur to the rescue again. It's a 6 for Arfharim and a 17 for Wilbur.
Nice.
So a total of 21.
Okay. Well, the first thing that jumps to you as you're investigating Doran's corpse is he's wearing a silver ring, sort of band, on his left hand.
Like a wedding ring?
It resembles a wedding ring, yeah, and there's something engraved on it. 2 names, if you bother to read it.
I'm guessing it says Doran and Hilda.
No, it says Thrain and Elsha.
Oh. Is it on his ring finger or?
Yeah. As you search his body, you find a half-forged dagger. It's beautifully crafted, but it's unsharpened. It seems like if it's something that's not fully crafted yet.
That goes in the pouch.
You find a fire starting kit, so a bundle containing flint and steel.
Okay.
And around his neck, you find a locket. It's closed.
I want to pry it open.
You pry the silver locket, and you see inside it contains a portrait. Immediately you recognize one of them being himself, but a bit younger. And on the other side, there's a portrait of a female dwarf. The face is full of hope and love.
Timothy,
Yes, I'm sorry, I was just finishing off here.
a quick question about those powers you were mentioning before.
Yes.
When you call forth these souls to speak to you,
Yes?
do they take the form of their former body?
Well, I've never tried it myself, no. As far as I was told, you could speak to the soul. I wasn't told if they would form or if they will go back into their bodies. I can try it if you want to. You want to speak to the leader?
Yes, let's have a look and see whether he takes form or his voice speaks with that his body had. I have a plan, you see.
Very well. What do you want me to ask him, though?
Oh, he doesn't come out of your locket.
Well, I need to ask. I've never done it before. I'm thinking of holding the pocket watch and asking the question.
All right, ask him where his camp is.
His camp. Very well. Do you know his name by any chance?
I can't recall if he ever said it.
Well,
No, just call him leader.
okay, leader. If you hear me from wherever you are, where is your bandit camp? Okay. All right. Okay. Did you hear that?
No,
Oh. Are you sure? It was loud and clear.
absolutely positive. I may be old, but I've got a keen ear.
Well, that's strange. He did answer. He said the camp was 10 minutes walk at most east from here.
Ask him what the small key opens.
What does a small key open, leader? Timothy looks at you and nods.
So, what does it open?
What? You didn't hear him again?
Timmy. It's clear that he's speaking to you telepathically.
Oh, indeed. Well, he says it opens a chest in his camp.
Ask him if it's trapped, and tell him that if he's making any lies, that his next place of visit will be the Nine Hills.
Well,
He doesn't need to know that that's actually going to happen.
All right. Ask him if it's trapped.
If the chest is trapped.
Oh, the chest. Very well.
Clearly he is trapped.
Yes.
But make sure that he understands that if he's lying, he will be condemned to the Nine Hills. He has seen the power of Arfharim's folly.
You scare me at times, Arfharim, and I am the ghost.
Oh, it's good to be a little scared at times. And with you in anybody's corner, we're a force to behold.
All right, leader. Is the chest trapped? And make sure you do not lie and haven't lied. Because if not, you'll spend all eternity in the Nine Hells. Okay, very well. No, Arfharim, the chest is locked, but not trapped.
And is the chest in the camp? And if so, where exactly is it?
Okay. Is the chest in the camp? And where exactly is it? It is in the camp, he says, and it's in the main tent, the biggest tent in the camp.
Okay, 2 last questions, Timothy.
Okay.
Are there any other bandits in the camp? And if so, how many are there? And then my second question is, who is Hilda?
Okay. I should say that I was told that I can only use the souls 6 times. After the 6th time, they will be released.
By my calculations, those last 3 questions takes us to 6.
Then the soul will be released.
What do you mean released?
I'm not sure what that means. That's what he told me. Now, if I lose a soul,
Okay, then stick with the first 2 questions. Leave the one to do with Hilda out, and then we will summon good old Doran.
okay.
I've had an idea, Timothy. Ask him how many people are at the camp, and that eliminates 1 question. And then ask him who Hilda is, and that takes us up to 5.
Very well.
Actually, just forget the Hilda question. My math is not very good, because that would take us to 6. We can't be having that soul being released.
Can't risk it, no. I've lost count, personally, but...
No, I've double checked. If we drop the Hilda question, it is 5.
Okay. So, how many people, how many bandits are in the camp, right? Okay. Okay, leader, how many bandits are left in your camp? There should be 3.
Okay, my next question is for Doran.
Very well.
In order to save you, doing and throwing, ask him who Hilda is, where she is, and why he led us into this godforsaken trap.
Very well. That would be 3 questions, right?
Yes.
Okay, just for brevity, I'll say he asks, and he replies to you. Hilda appears to be his wife. She is in the bandit camp, restrained in a tent. And he did this because he was forced to, or they would kill her.
Very well, it is as I feared. But still,
Did I just kill an innocent?
well, he's not innocent. He led us almost to our deaths. You saw Wilbur lying on the floor.
Yes, I suppose.
He only swapped sides when he realized the power of Arfharim's folly.
Who is Arfharim's folly?
Oh, well, we are.
Oh, am I part of this group now?
That you are. I promise to keep you safe.
Well, I'm ever so grateful. I'm starting to learn the lingo and speak like you do.
I've noticed you don't speak in that strange tongue.
No, I've been studying. What's in the book?
Wilbur, I have a
Yes, Arfharim.
task to ask of you. It's not a pretty one.
What is it?
You see this poster?
Yes?
And actually, as I pull up the poster, does it say where this person is wanted? And if it says his name?
Yes, it says Vinny, and he's wanted at a Daggerford.
Very convenient. Wilbur, this bandit leader was wanted dead or alive. Precisely at Daggerford where we're going.
Oh, well, he's dead.
Yes, but we're not dragging his entire body to Daggerford.
No, that would attract unwanted attention.
Yes, I need you to use Sir Galvanos's daisy swipe technique.
Say no more. I know what I have to do.
I want to insight check Wilbur.
Okay, what are you inciting?
I want to make sure that, or rather, I want to feel confident that he knows what he has to do.
Okay, go for it.
Man, I'm rolling like shit today. Total of 7.
I mean, he says he knows what he has to do, and you're just gonna have to take his word for it. He moves away from you and Timothy towards the leader, arcs his double sword back, and with a daisy swipe, cuts the leader's head clean off. Picks it up, tries to put it in the pouch, but it won't fit,
Damn it, I did not think this through.
so he fastens it around his belt.
Okay, it's done.
Well done, Wilbur. Sometimes I should give you more credit, like Sir Galvanos told me.
It's okay. But I'm a bit sad. Poor guy here. Dwarf. Didn't deserve this, Arfharim.
He almost led you to your death, Wilbur.
Oh, you heard Timothy? He was forced to do it.
Yes, when he saw us, he could have turned much quicker. He could have given us a heads up.
He tried to kill them with a stick, poor guy.
He lost desperate plea to spare his own life.
What would you have done, Arfharim, if Obing was in the same situation?
I'm not sure, Wilbur, but if I had any feeling that perhaps the people I was leading could in fact help us, I would have confided in them, rather than lead them to their doom.
Have you seen us? An old man and a fatty.
A fatty with a big sword, and an old man with a big stick.
I suppose you're right. Well, it is what it is.
And we have a choice now here, Wilbur. We can either go to the bandit camp, see off the last of these vermin, and rescue Hilda, or we move on to Daggerford. Perhaps when the remaining bandits come out in search of their companions and see how ruthlessly they have been killed, they will flee and release Hilda anyway. I do not think they will come searching for those who killed their leader, who are probably being held against their will anyway by him. What we do have, though, now is a horse and carriage, Wilbur. Our journey to Daggerford will be far swifter.
Feels a bit wrong, Arfharim. But what if
They come here and see this massacre and think that the dwarf did it.
Well, they will see that the dwarf is dead by choking, not by battle.
You know me, Arfharim. I'd follow you. What do you want to do?
I'll tell you what, Wilbur. I can see you're uneasy. If you wish, we can go and rescue Hilda. But we'll need to tell her that Doran died valiantly in battle. Let her remember her husband well, not as a man that led people to their deaths.
Are we gonna say who killed him?
There's no need. We just need to say he died in battle.
Okay. Are you sure you wanna go?
I don't think we should cause her the pain of not only losing a husband, but knowing that he was leading innocent people to doom. Let her remember them as they are here in this locket.
So you're deciding to go?
I need a short rest though first.
Okay. Are we gonna leave the corpses here?
Yes, we will have to leave them here.
Then let's at least move away after him.
Yes, of course. But first I want to... Come, help me, Wilbur. Let's look for tracks. Let's see if we can determine which direction these bandits came from. because we will need to keep watch. You are in good health, as is Timothy. I will need you both to keep watch, but first we need to determine where best to keep watch from.
Very well. Don't worry, I've got your back.
Okay, if you want to look for the footsteps, roll an investigation check. If you're doing it with Wilbur, roll with advantage.
I haven't rolled higher than a 3 with the yellow dice today. That's going in the naughty corner. I'm upgrading Arfharim to the almighty red dice.
Oof, now it gets serious.
That's a total of 14. Again, thanks to Wilbur, who is the MVP today.
Okay, you spend more than you would have hoped for, but you do know the general area. So it's not that hard. After a while, you do find signs of their traversal, and it seems like there's footsteps to and from, like if they've been to this area more than once.
And where's that from?
Leading east into the forest.
Timothy, can you fly up into one of the trees and keep watch?
I shall do my best.
And Wilbur, if you sit on top of this rock, you'll have a good vantage point.
Okay, Arfharim.
I'm going to rest on that log. That way we have a triangle. If anybody comes in, Timothy, I need you to shout out a password for us to know that there's danger.
All right, what shall the password be?
Are you any good at cawing like a... Oh, there's many birds here. Perhaps that's not good. Actually, I have a better idea, Timothy. I'm going to place your book, First Blood, on the log beside me.
Very well.
And if anybody comes, do not say anything, just pop back into the book. And then pop back out and you can tell me.
Will do.
So we want to spend an hour doing a short rest.
Okay,
Do you want me to roll for Tim?
roll for Tim and roll for Wilbur, as they are keeping watch at the same time.
I'll do separate rolls because they're from different vantage points.
Yes, roll one for each.
Wilbur is a 14. And Timothy is also a 14.
Okay, so with those rolls in mind, you start taking your short rest, relaxing in the log, when suddenly you feel the forest air begins to turn stiflingly hot. Timothy pops out from First Blood that you left by the log,
Oh, Timothy, what is it?
wide-eyed.
We've got company.
How many?
One. Suddenly you smell the scent of charred wood and sulfur. Birds fall silent. Leaves wither on their branches, curling and blackening at the edges. Then, with a heavy thud, something massive lands in the middle of the glade.
What is this, Timothy? Is this not a bandit?
I'm afraid it is not. The earth trembles with the weight of whatever landed. Before you, you can see the towering figure of a fiend, its crimson skin stretched over thick, corded muscle. Jagged, blackened horns curl from its skull like a crown of ruin, and burning yellow eyes smolder with contempt as they fix on you, and then on Timothy. Great leathery wings unfurl from its back, their edges lined with cruel barbed ridges. It grips an iron-tipped glaive, its barbed tail lashing behind it, cracking the air like a whip. The devil's lips curl into a sneer, revealing jagged fangs, as it speaks in a voice that rumbles like distant thunder. It looks at Timothy and says,
I was beginning to think that you were not keeping your part of the bargain. It would have been a shame to drag your worthless soul to the nine hells. But thankfully, you have delivered.
and that is where we're going to end it.
Whoa!
Motherfucker.
Whoa!
That's one bad looking devil.
Whoa!
Dance with the devil, you get into trouble.
Wow. I'm speechless. I mean, I should have assumed nothing good was going to come from using Timothy, but wow.
Perhaps not this bad, right?
Yeah, but my cogs are whirring though. What will Arfharim do?
What are you planning on doing?
You're gonna have to wait a whole other week.
Ooh, make sure to tune in if you want to find out.
And if you can't wait a whole week, make sure you visit our website, www.i2td. Click on all the links there to our good stuff. Make sure you visit our Discord server and follow that cup, that beautiful cup of coffee, to our Buy Me a Coffee page. There you can choose, if you wish, to support the podcast, to make a one-off donation or a regular donation, if you're feeling so generously inclined. It's not only a way to support the podcast and help us keep making these wonderful episodes for you, but it's also an exciting opportunity for you to be a part of the stories we tell and shape the adventures we play, as your potions will appear in-game.
That's right. Follow the cup. 2 guys, 1 cup.
Oh
Anyway.
my god, you had to ruin it. Do not Google that, please.
No, I tried to move swiftly along without you reacting, but you gave me no chance. But anyway, if you can't donate or wish not to, worry not, you can still help us out tremendously by following us everywhere you can, and perhaps even leaving a like and some stars in your podcast player of choice. That helps a lot. Also spread the word of Into the Dungeon with your friends and family. And that now leads us to the end of the episode club.
The last one standing.
That's the one. You know what to do. Leave a comment with the password we give you, and that way you show us that you are the true El Guidomas brother. The guy or the girl that lasted the longest. It's all going downhill. But anyway, do you have a password for us today, Nick?
The devil's in the detail.
Ooh, I like it.
Care to explain why?
Well, if you've stayed till the very end, you will have seen
Or heard?
quite literally a devil
Yes.
appearing, so quite self-explanatory.
And the detail is, you shouldn't mess around with fiendish contracts and stuff of the sort. That's a detail.
That's the detail, yeah. But will Arfharim... I was going to say fondle for some reason. That's clearly the wrong word.
Our mind has kind of gone in a different direction.
It's gone to a dark place.
Yes.
Will Arfharim... I've like all vocabulary has just disappeared from my brain at the moment. But will he play with
Will he?
devils?
Willie, you say?
Will he?
Oh.
Will he? Oh dear. I think it's time we wrap up this episode.
Yes.
You're going to have to wait till next week to see what Arfharim and his folly will be doing.
As always, thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time as we delve
Into the dungeon.